Hello, welcome back to Crystal Clear with Robin Deere. Well, I'm so glad we're together today, and we're talking about chakras. Now, most of us have heard about chakras, or you've seen the pictures where that person's sitting in a lotus-style position with like rainbow-hued circles overlaying that picture. So you have a general idea that there are chakras, that there are 7 main chakras, and just about where they're located. Some of you may already be working with them. But what are they really? And how much do they cost? If you're listening to this, you're curious. On some level, you're aware that you have some sort of reason for that nervous stomach you get when you have something to do that you're uncertain about. That's your 3rd chakra speaking up. When you really want to say something, but you're having a hard time expressing yourself and you feel like you have a lump in your throat, well, that's your 5th chakra saying, here I am. When you get your heart broken and it hurts you physically, like you got stabbed in the chest, that's your 4th chakra. And check it out. When you travel away from home and get constipated, yeah, that's your lovely 1st chakra, protecting everything, just keeping it right there, nice and secure. You can't get rid of any of this. Not awesome, but that is your 1st chakra. So what is a chakra? Well, just as water flows over the planet or electricity flows through a power plant, energy is constantly moving through us. This energy is often called prana or chi. It doesn't matter what you call it. Just that you understand that this is a life force energy, and it's in everything. Now, I don't want to get too far in the weeds, but it kind of works like this. There are 3 major highways of energy within you called nadis. There are hundreds of others, but 3 major. You have one major highway, and I always completely butcher this one. It's the Sushma Nadi. Totally butchered that, sorry. And that one runs from the base of your spine to the top of your head. There are then 2 separate highways that run alongside and around this main nadi. The highway on the right is your Pingala nadi, and it flows with masculine energy. The one on the left is the Ida nali, and it flows with feminine energy. I'm not talking about gender, I'm talking about energy. It's completely different and a whole nother topic. So these 3 nadis together look much like a double helix, or even better yet, the caduceus. As the 2 smaller nadis, they coil around the larger one and cross each other at the 7 main chakra points. And chakra means wheel or disc in Sanskrit, and they're always spinning. Thinking of all of these energy channels as highways helps a bit, because then you can think of your chakras kind of like roundabouts, right? Energy comes in and your chakras are circling the energy and sending it out to the different parts of your body. These roundabouts can be too small, and then, all that energy is like a traffic jam in there, and little's moving, or they can be full, and everybody's moving in the right direction. They're moving just the way they should be, regularly and free-flowing. That's my favorite. Or they can just be overloaded with energy and hectic, and energy is just expanding that chakra and shooting uncontrollably. Now, it really doesn't matter what you call it or how you imagine it, if you call it anything or imagine it at all. Just so that I made it a little bit clearer than mud, and you understand that energy flows through you constantly, up and down these nadi highways, which are often called channels, and that they're spinning around within your chakras. Now, each of these chakras correspond to different glands, nerve centers, and organs in your body, and they lie along your spinal column. Now, they're not your spinal column, nor are they a part of it, but they work alongside it. As a matter of fact, all of this is not part of your physical body, but rather your subtle energy body. So it can't be seen by standard medical equipment, but they can be photographed nowadays, and those are really cool. So do it if you ever get a chance. Just get a picture of your aura, and you can see the different colors of your chakras in those pictures. And some people, they've trained themselves where they have the ability to actually see the chakras. I haven't gotten there yet, but boy, I sure would like to. Now let's get to the interesting stuff. How much does a chakra cost? Well, if you learn to pay attention and to read your chakras, they can tell you a lot about who you are, but more importantly, they can tell you how to increase your health, balance your emotions, clear your mind, and to express your authentic self. Now, this only improves your relationships, both personal and professional, and it helps you feel more powerful within yourself. They tell us who we are in our first chakra, how we feel in our second chakra, what we do in our third chakra, how we love in the fourth, what and how we communicate or listen in our fifth, what we know in our sixth, and how we understand our connectedness to the universe or our higher power in our seventh chakra. There are many, many more chakras, and you may be interested to learn about those. Let me know in the comments below, and we'll start talking about those as well. Now, if you choose not to give these little spinning wheels some love, it can cause discomfort and disease within your physical body. So that's how much a chakra costs. It costs you your mental, emotional, and physical health if they're not considered at all. And of course, genetics and lifestyle also play a huge factor into all of what I'm saying here. So I'm not here to give you medical or psychological advice. Listen to your professionals. But for now, let's learn how your chakras can help. And the main 7 ones will get us started. We'll go over the general information for each of them today, and then we're going to get more detailed and do a little meditation to get in tune with them in the following weeks. So, bottoms up, y'all. We're talking about the Hindu system of chakras for today in the next 7 episodes. It's a lot. I'll try to be as clear as I possibly can. You may want to take some notes or listen more than once. So let's start at that first chakra, the root chakra. It's located at the base of your spine. You sit on it. It's usually red. But here's where we get weird. Like all this metaphysical stuff always is, and it's up to you. Maybe it isn't red for you. Maybe it feels completely different for you. You do you, sweets. Whatever I say is a general rule that doesn't have to apply to you at all. Now, that being said, the root chakra is usually red. Its element is earth. Physically, it deals with your feet, your legs, hips, bones and joints, your sacrum, lower intestines, your pee pot, and your pooper. It influences all of these things, your feelings of security and safety, your basic needs like your need for food and shelter. It's what makes or keeps you from feeling grounded. It also gives you that sense of family or tribe. This chakra also contributes to your health. Honestly, it all starts here. When your first chakra is healthy and open, you feel a sense of connection to the earth. You feel comfortable in your own body, and you feel safe. You feel physically healthy, financially secure, and have a strong sense of self. You know who you are and where you belong. That's a lovely feeling. Now, if your first chakra is too closed or the energy is not moving freely, you feel flighty and untethered. It's like you're too much in your head and you're too swayed by your emotions. On the other hand, if your first chakra is too wide open, you may feel sluggish and have trouble moving. You just feel heavy and earthbound. You know what I mean? and you have a hard time getting things done. You just don't want to get up and get going. All right, let's get into your second chakra. That's your sacral chakra, also known as your sex chakra or your emotion chakra. This one's just below your belly button, below your navel. It's usually orange, and its element is water. Physically, it's associated with your reproductive organs, your sacral nerve plexus, lower back, pelvis, abdomen, and your bladder. So that makes sense, right? Water element in bladder. It influences your emotions, your movement, your pleasure, sexuality, fertility, and creativity. Whereas your feelings of love and compassion originate in your fourth chakra, your heart chakra, the second chakra is the source of your passion and your desire, your sexual attraction and drive, your sexual relationships. And your creativity comes from here. Like us women, we create life here. When you have a strong, healthy, open second chakra, you're comfortable with your emotions and you can feel them strongly without letting them take over. If, on the other hand, your second chakra is too closed, your emotions may feel cut off or blocked. You may appear cold or unfeeling to others, even though inside your emotions are just this mix of depression or frustration. Now, if your second chakra is too open, you're ruled by your emotions, and they sometimes keep you from getting anything done because you're feeling so strongly, it just becomes incapacitating. An overly large second chakra can also result in addictions, especially those addictions of a sexual nature. All right, so let's move on to your third chakra. This is the solar plexus chakra. It's located at your solar plexus between your belly button and your rib cage. Now, this one is a warm, sunny yellow, and it's associated with the element of fire. Physically, it's handling your stomach, on your other digestive organs, adrenal glands, liver, kidney, spleen, pancreas, and your middle back. Now, these lists I'm giving you are not all inclusive, but these are the main physical things that the chakras are handling. Its energy influences your sense of power, your self-esteem, your will and your ego, your sense of self. So it also is influencing your need to take action and making things happen. So this is where your confidence sits. If your third chakra is balanced, you can radiate your personal power and just have a strong, confident sense of who you are without stepping on others or ignoring your own intuitions. Balanced third chakra is effectively powerful and courageous with just that right dose of humility, right? Like we all need that bite of humble pie. So you get that here. If your third chakra is too closed, you tend to feel powerless, as if you're at the mercy of fate or other people, and you feel like you have no control over what happens to you. Now, a too opened third chakra can be related to or display as over-aggressiveness, bossiness, being self-centered or narcissistic. This person can be overly strict with both themselves and others. They're just a dominant person. Now moving up, your fourth chakra. This is your heart chakra, and it's located in the center of your chest, kind of behind where your heart is located. Of course, your heart is on the left a little bit. This chakra is in the middle. It's associated with the color green or pink. Its element is air. Now, this chakra is in control, or it influences your thymus gland, your cardiac nerve plexus, your heart, lungs, shoulders, arms, and breasts. The energy that it influences is your love and compassion, your empathy and kindness in that quest for peace and love of self. Now, this is the chakra from which you love. It's also the middle chakra. The three chakras below it are generally considered to be the earthy chakras, and the 3 chakras above it are generally considered to be of a spiritual nature, your spiritual chakras. The heart links them both. It's a bridge between earth or your body and spirit. When you learn to balance your 4th chakra with the other chakras, you can just love fully and openly and sincerely. You also feel comfortable accepting that sense of deep inner peace that true compassion and the ability to love can bring you. When your 4th chakra is closed, you have a hard time loving, and you may feel like you've never really been in love or your love relationships are shallow. When the 4th chakra is too open, you might just have a martyr complex. You feel so compelled to help others and sacrifice your needs for the needs of humanity that you neglect yourself completely. Now on to the 5th chakra. This is your throat chakra, and believe it or not, even though, I'm being recorded and you can hear me speaking in this very public way, this is the one that I have a lot of problems with. Its location is behind your throat at the base of the neck, and it's bright blue like a robin egg's blue. Its element is sound, which makes sense, right? Because it's coming from your throat. So physically, it's associated with your throat and trachea, your neck, thyroid glands, perineal nerve plexus, your mouth, and your ears. Energetically, it's influencing your communication, the ability to speak your truth, and listening well, because you can't communicate effectively if you're not listening, right? And it also is influencing your ability to hear the truth. So your 5th chakra is the place that compels you to communicate your ideas about the world to the world, and it's your truth center. When you're having trouble getting to the core of an issue or discovering the truth of a situation, try writing your random thoughts down or even drawing a picture. The answer might just pop out for you. A balanced 5th chakra taps into your heart chakra, so you're able to speak the truth, your truth, in just the right measure so you can creatively express yourself but also be socially sensitive. A closed 5th chakra can result in a hard time communicating at all. You might stumble over words, stutter, or tend to be silent even when it would be appropriate or even important to speak. If your throat chakra is too open, you tend to talk too much and you rarely listen, so that you might lose that sight of other people's feelings or needs. These are the people that are always waiting to talk next instead of actually listening. Now your 6th chakra. This is your third eye. I like to make fun of this one. It's like I picture this third eye come popping out of my forehead, but it is in the middle of your forehead, about an inch above your brow line, and it's often considered a deep indigo blue. A lot of times I think of this one as a deep royal purple. Its element is light. Physically, it's associated with the pituitary gland and the pineal glands. Energetically, it influences your intuition, your imagination, your perception, your dreams, and that symbolic thinking, and your psychic vision. So this chakra is associated with your intuition, right? The feeling you get when you just know something is true, even though you have no evidence of it. A balanced 6th chakra enables you to tap into your inner knowing and wisdom, both in the world and within yourself, but you also remain grounded in the world. If your 6th chakra is too closed or too tight, you're more likely to be oblivious to your own inner wisdom. You ignore that voice when it tells you to cross the street, right? Or accept an offer or ask a friend if something's wrong, even though you know you probably should. If your 6th chakra is too open, it can make you feel ungrounded in reality. People with a 6th chakra that's too open tend to be too much in their head, overly intellectual, and likely to overthink just everything. We all have those friends. Now, last but not least is your seventh chakra. This is also called your crown chakra. It's right at the top of your head. It's that soft spot on a baby's head. It's the last part of the human skull to harden. To me, this is kind of symbolic of our attachment to our higher selves. I think that might just be me, though. I haven't heard it anywhere else, but it makes sense. Anyways, I'm going to be confusing again when I say this chakra is often considered violet purple, but I like to think of it as white. Its element is thought. So, of course, it's physically associated with the brain, your nervous system, pituitary glands, and pineal glands, and your cerebral cortex specifically. It's the largest part of your brain responsible for thought of processes and decision making. Energetically, it influences your spirituality, your intelligence, your connection to a higher power, broad-mindedness or your ability to think outside of the box. So your sense of divinity and seeing that big picture. So this is the seat of your pure consciousness, wisdom, and enlightenment. Here lies your universal self. So a healthy crown chakra indicates a healthy spiritual life and an awareness that you're connected with all things. You're also fully aware of the here and the now. People with a closed seventh chakra have absolutely no interest in spiritual pursuits. They may be atheists, right? And they often make materialism or their own needs their priority. People with the seventh chakra to open, now, they relish the idea of a solitary life, just pursuing those spiritual practices. They do perfectly fine on a mountaintop in the Himalayas or in a monastery, right? Those are our monks. Wow. Okay, so that's the main 7. That's a lot of information to take in, but it's only the basic information. So we talked about how to recognize a balanced chakra, an overactive chakra, or an underactive chakra. Over the next 7 weeks, we're going to talk about each of them again, but one at a time and in greater detail. And we'll talk about how to bring those chakras that are kind of out of sorts to a size that is just right for you and spinning the way that you need it to. Everyone is different and their needs are different. But for today, we've begun our understanding of this amazing system. And I'm so glad that we can be, if not crystal clear, at least clearer than mud, just for this moment. See you next time.